Hey everyone, Simon back here for the Modern Awakened Perspective, your map for the path to enlightenment. And I've got a couple stories for you here today that I found worthy of reporting on. The first one is about the recent bombings in Sri Lanka and how the social media there has been shut down by the government. So before I get into the first story, I'll say as usual, everyone give me a thumbs up if you like this content. Also subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, I really do appreciate your support. Also, if you hit the notification bell, you'll get notified when I put out new videos. And all of these things help people find this channel and this kind of content down the road when they go to search for it. So let me go ahead and get into the first story here. As I mentioned, this is about the recent bombings in Sri Lanka as it relates to social media. So government officials in Sri Lanka have blocked access to social media sites after a rash of bombings at churches and hotels there. They have shut down access to Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp since about 2 p.m. Local time there. And they said this is an effort to try to stop the spread of misinformation. In a statement from the office of the president, officials said they have taken steps to temporarily block all social media avenues until the investigations have concluded. Officials said that the 8 explosions, which injured more than 450 people, were the result of suicide bomb attacks. Before the social media ban started at around 2 p.m., a lot of people were already sharing information about who was responsible. Some people who were interviewed said that they had already seen documents showing that Muslim men were responsible for the attacks. Now, in my opinion, this is a dangerous maneuver, and I'm talking about the social media blackout, as it gives the government the ability to control the narrative if they don't approve of what information is actually being shared by the public. Personally, I don't trust the mainstream media to put out a message that that doesn't have an agenda behind it and isn't filled with propaganda. So I believe social media is the only source of information that is unbiased, as it comes from independent journalists, and it's not filled with propaganda and doesn't have any agenda that it's actually trying to push. Now, you still need to consider the source of your information on social media, but I think it's a vital tool for the public to use. Now, this isn't the first time officials in Sri Lanka have taken this step or taken this sort of action either. Last March, the government banned Facebook and other sites after an attack on a Buddhist temple. Hardline Buddhists responded to the attack by burning down homes and businesses during an anti-Muslim riot. Now, I understand why they want to prevent this type of vigilante justice, but I believe that blocking out social media is a very slippery slope, and that's something you don't want to start down. You don't want to go down that path. The ramifications of that are actually much worse than any sort of response that may happen as a result of people sharing information on social media. Now, I know some of you won't agree with my take on this, so as usual, the comment section is open. Feel free to make a comment whether you agree or disagree with anything that I have to say. But that's the story from my perspective, and I'll see you guys on the next video.